Thank you for being here. I'm gonna show you a step by step and how I created this eyeshadow look. For the eyeshadow base, I like to use a concealer. I feel like it's a little bit more easy for me to smooth out. And I really like to take my time smoothing it out with the brush. The other thing that I like to use for this is a sponge to make sure I get a really smooth surface. For the eyeshadow, I'm using a cooler tone brown, and it's a little bit darker, but if you like to use a transition color, maybe you can choose a lighter tone. I went with this one, and sometimes it can be a little bit scary when you're blending it because you can see some areas that have like spots and where it needs more blending. But do not worry, it's really taking your time about blending it. That's really what's gonna make a difference on the end. Sometimes the eyeshadow can go higher than we want it, but we can always clean up the area with the clean brush just to make sure we don't have any of the dark eyeshadow up there. That area looks nicer when it stays clean. This part is very important. I like to use concealer and just give the shape that I want. Also, this is gonna be a little bit sticky, so it's gonna help you when you put the shimmer and it's gonna last longer. Blending, blending, blending. Really take your time on blending this part and shaping the shape desired. I do the same thing in the other eye, really making sure that both eyes look the same, and I'm really taking my time with blending it with the brush. Okay, now it's time for the shimmer, and I do like to apply it with my fingers. I feel like it's just easier that way and it sticks better to the eyelid. Really taking my time and looking that every little area of the eyelid has this shimmer. Then I go back again and clean the top area around the eyebrow. This just gives it a more clean look. And then always go back to it. And if I feel like it needs a little bit more, I go with a very small brush just to do the last details. And just really blending again, adding more definition to the eye. I usually like to curl the lashes before I apply the eyeshadows, but this time it just happened that way. For the eyeliner, I'm using a pomade eyeliner. For this part, I always have my client to look down because it's easier for me to do a very fine line. For the inner corner of my client's eye, I usually have her look to the side. Now I'm applying the mascara before I apply the eyelashes. The best way to apply the eyelash strips is having the person looking down. The eyelid is more smooth and it's easier to apply the eyelashes. I love this technique. It makes the eyelashes look undetectable. They look so natural and wispy. Doing the finishing details, adding a little bit more intensity to these eyeshadows just to get the shape I'm looking for. Also, if there is any glue of the lashes showing, I like to cover it with an eyeliner. And again, I go and make sure the top of the eyebrow area is clean, and I added a little bit of lighter color too. I always make sure to go back and soften the edges using a clean brush. And this is how it turned out.